Hi everyone, I'm here with a review of another movie. And this one is Seven Samurai on Criterion, it's part of Criterion Collection. I'm a big fan of this movie. As you can see, I have a movie poster that shows the characters of this movie, of Seven Samurai. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this movie, and most importantly, I put it in my top 10 films that I enjoy. My favorite action movie and one of my favorite like classic movies of like the black and white era of Hollywood cinema. This story is pretty. It's a simple story of like bandits terrorizing a town, and the townspeople have to have help with this because they promise that they'll come back, and if their demands are not met with a harvest of grain, they'll take anyone prisoner or worse, kill everyone in the village. And so one of the villagers goes out and has to recruit samurai, warriors, to help with this situation. And a lot of movies, a lot of television have taken a lot of inspiration for this. Most notably, if you remember Disney Pixar's Bug's Life, that movie with the bugs and everything. Well, like the main character Flick, he has to, round up a group of tough bugs to fight against the grasshoppers. That's another element that was taken like literally from this movie. Obviously, the American version of this story, The Magnificent Seven, which is a western, um, took a lot from this movie. Same basic story premise, um, and also most notably Star Wars. Star Wars has taken a lot of inspiration from Seven Samurai. There are episodes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars where it is literally like Anakin and Obi-Wan training a group of villagers with also like a couple bounty hunters to protect their village from mercenaries. You can also remember that The Mandalorian in season one also did this with Din Djarin and um, Cara Dune recruiting, helping the townspeople fight bandits on that planet in season one. I think that was like chapter 4 of season one. And so you have a lot of different stories over the years that have taken inspiration from this movie. But this is like the original story, and it's a thrilling adventure. You have a lot of, the seven characters are pretty three dimensional. They all have, a past that something happened to them previously in life. And, for them, it's like, okay, taking this job will be a good thing for me. And you just have you have a lot of cool themes in this movie, most notably about honor and, dying on the battlefield and trying to keep your honor. Because if you look in history, the samurai did not treat, for the most part, they didn't treat the peasants well or people with lower status. Most likely, once they did a job, they would just pretty much like take everything that you had. And they were also there to enforce the taxes on the people of the town. And so they were more like enforcers. And during like the high points of their history. And so they weren't like really trustworthy to a lot of people of lower status. Like they even mention in this movie that, if we have these samurai come in, they're just gonna, take everything that we have, and we won't be able to do anything about it because we can barely fight. One of the characters says that because they just don't trust it. They know that these guys, just care about glory and death and also food. So they're just like, why are we feeding these people if they're gonna like take everything that we have? And so you have a lot of that, like not trusting them, but eventually like they learn to trust them. And the samurai are good. They do want to help the people in the town, and they're able to teach them how to fight. Like in the beginning, the townspeople are not good at understanding military tactics or anything, but eventually they learn and are able to like hold back the bandits that are trying to break inside the town. And this is, and it's really good. Unfortunately, you do have like some sad moments. Not a lot of samurai make it out alive in this movie. A lot of them die, and it's sad. But also it shows like what war really is. It's not glorious or heroic at all. It's pretty sad. You die right there on the ground, on the battlefield, in the mud, and it's like in one part, like in the close to like the climax of the movie, it's raining, it's pouring hard, and you just see like samurai just lying there dead in the mud, not dying gloriously or anything like that, just right there on the ground. And that was a great thing that Akira Kurosawa was able to do, like deconstruct the history of the samurai. Because in movies, they've made samurai like very like heroic and stuff, but it really wasn't the case. Like samurai were not like that. They were for the most part, they were pretty selfish and bloodthirsty, and they didn't give a damn. But this movie kind of shows like that they have those problems, but eventually they know that they have to help these people because food's hard to come by, and these samurai are ronin, they're masterless, so they're not working for an emperor currently or a baron or someone. They need a job, and so for them they need to get this job because they need food, they need and so they need to get paid, and they need the food. So, and that was what it was like in medieval Japan. Like, if you were a Ronin samurai, you had to find something for a job. Like whether you were a person that protected, a residence or, farming or anything, you had to do that because you needed the food. You needed the money to pay for food so you could live. And that's what these 7 samurai realize, that they have to help these townspeople. And some of them are a little prideful. They're like, why the hell are we helping these people? We don't give a damn about them. But, hey, like, if you want to eat, you gotta do this job and, get your sustenance, and, because you're going to need it. And what I like most about this movie is the cinematography, is the action. The action is well choreographed, and they weren't using fancy visual effects like nowadays. Like when you have movies like Lord of the Rings, Gladiator, the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, like action. Currently, right now, you can do a lot of cool things with, visuals, CGI, and different sorts of like rigging and wire work. So you could do a lot of stuff like that. Became like more prevalent with movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, The Matrix. Not here, not in this movie, and which came out in like the 50s. You didn't have stuff like that. You didn't have that technology. You just had the basics, and for the most part, it works. It's well edited. Everything is just like you feel immersed in the world. And it's also a foreign language film. Like you're gonna be reading the subtitles, which for me it's not an issue. I love foreign language movies, and I believe this was one of the first movies I saw as a foreign language movie. No, actually no. I think I saw Pan's Labyrinth before that, but this movie was like the second one that I saw that was a foreign language movie, and I instantly fell in love with it. Like I love watching foreign language films and just seeing diversity and a culture that I'm not I wasn't aware of. But nowadays I've become like such a fan of the stories of samurai, and like especially the ones that really were good, that were honorable. And yeah, I highly recommend this movie. Um, Seven Samurai. I remember, for me, I occasionally will like have people, friends, and tell them about this movie because they haven't seen stuff like this. And I remember I told my best friend Matt about it, and I told him, I'm like, you gotta watch this movie. You gotta watch this movie. And he said, okay, fine, come over to the apartment and we'll watch it, all of us. And he did. And at the end, he said, dude, that was amazing. That was the most amazing movie I ever have seen. Thanks for showing me that. And that's just great because, like, a lot of people don't watch. You don't see a lot of movies like this. You don't see it on like streamers, on like Netflix or Amazon. Sometimes it's on, but sometimes it gets rotated out. Like, and so it's always good to have movies like this on physical media. You could always watch and then go over to a friend's place or family or friends and family and show them why you love movies like this, like foreign language movies or movies like that specialize in Asian cinema. Like these, that's one of the benefits for me, is to watch on Blu-ray, is to be able to have that. So yeah, I would say if you haven't seen Seven Samurai by Akira Kurosawa, you have to, especially if you're studying for film in school or you're making short films or writing screenplays. Seven Samurai is to me essential viewing, as much as Citizen Kane is, or The Godfather, or what else? Or like anything. Like this is essential viewing. You have to watch it, and I believe it's on Amazon, but it's you have to pay or rent it on Amazon Video. So with that in mind, you should check it out. I highly recommend it. All right, guys, give me a like and see you soon. Bye.